What is up, guys? It is Saucy Posse here, back with another video. And today, as you can tell by the title of this video, we are doing predicting every NFL team's record number 3. Or number 22. And I was just looking at the week 3 symbol, and we are on the grind because we only got about 5 days till football starts, which I'm very excited to say. But we're trying to get double uploads until the football starts, and we may have a few more before that Sunday. But let's start off here with the Bears schedule. I'm excited. This team's honestly not too bad. I like this team actually pretty well. But let's see the potential it has. Here, starting off against the Detroit Lions, I like Matty Stafford a lot. And I think Marvin Jones, Kenny Galladay, and DeAndre Swift can really hold up that offense. And they did just sign Adrian Peterson, and let's see what that brings to them. But talking about the Bears, Nick Foles, it may be starting or it may be Mitchell Trubisky. I'm excited to see that. I'm assuming it's going to start with Mitchell Trubisky. Let's see if Allen Robinson can have the exact same season he had last year, maybe even better, which he played incredible. But I'm going to take the Bears in this one in a tight game. I think the Bears can pull it out with their great receivers in Anthony Miller, Allen Robinson, and Taylor Gabriel. The New York Giants, this one should be an easy dub. Danny Dimes is very good. I think it's a young team that can easily come into themselves. But I don't think this is their year. And I do think the defense of the Bears, which isn't talked about enough as it was a little overrated 2 years ago, but they can easily lock down any offense in the NFL. You name it, they will beat. Against Atlanta, this team looks very exciting. Matty Ice at quarterback, Calvin Ridley, and Julio Jones, who are Julio Jones, obviously a top 3 wide receiver. Maybe I would put out number 1 even. He's incredible, and Todd Gurley at running back, I hope to see a bounce back year, and I do expect it. And yes, I did say the Bears have a good defense, but the secondary is really where it falls apart with Eddie Jackson. They're going to need their pass rush to do something with Khalil Mack and Akeem Hicks. Eddie Jackson's great, and I think Prince Amukamara is still with them, and hopefully that can get them done and decide, but I'm going to take the Falcons in this one. Colts versus the Bears. This is an exciting matchup. I think the Colts, I have very high hopes for the Colts. I think they're going to come back after having a tough year, tough blow with Andrew Luck retiring. Now with Philip Rivers, who I do believe has a very similar play style as Andrew Luck, and I do think that they can get done with Jonathan Taylor. I think it's going to be a good year, and I do think the offense is going to struggle for Chicago. As much as you say, I hope Nick Foles can get in that midseason. I don't think Trubisky is the right option for this offense, and I do hope David Montgomery and Tariq Cohen can improve for that running game. That would take a lot of pressure off the quarterback in that situation, which isn't great QBs going here unless Foles has a season like he did in Philadelphia. Tampa Bay against and I took the Colts in this one if you didn't guess it or so. But Tampa Bay against Chicago. All you guys are saying is Leonard Fournette, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Gronk, Tom Brady. Too many weapons on that offense for them to be stopped by only Khalil Mack and Akeem Hicks. I don't think they can do it. And meanwhile, on the defensive side, you're still rocking Devin White, Shaquille Barrett, Levante David, and who else? I'm confused. I think there's more, but I'm sorry. Yeah, the Bucks are easily going to win this one. I do think so far they're looking at a tough schedule. There's week 3, 4, and 5 are looking not too easy. Then you go week 6 against a Christian McCaffrey team. I hope the team does well. No question about it. But I don't think it is. I'm sorry to say that, but there's no way that team does good in here. And I'm sorry to say that for sure. But I just think the Bears could easily lock down Teddy Bridgewater when it comes to that point because I think they can score on a weak Carolina defense. Rams Bears. This is actually an exciting matchup. Both teams have a lot to prove after a very exciting 2 years ago, as obviously the double doink for the Chicago Bears, and then he had the Super Bowl loss for the Rams, and neither of them had a great year as they almost got that wild card. But it's going to be tough. I think this is definitely a good matchup. I just don't think Jared Goff can throw. And yes, this is probably going to be a defensive battle. And I'm actually going to take the Bears in this one. Yes, it is in LA. I think Mitch Trubisky may come to his own, or Nick Foles is going to have to do something with an offense. Allen Robinson might have been a one-hit wonder, but this dude can ball, and I think he is in this game, especially. I think a stud season is going to happen from Khalil Mack, enough to beat this Rams team. I don't think we need to talk much or more about the Saints, and these 3 games are tough. The Saints have the best offense, or second best offense in the league, behind the Chiefs. And I don't think you can stop Michael Thomas and Drew Brees. That combo is disgusting, and you still got Alvin Kamara in the background. It's going to be hard to stop with this New Orleans offense. So good luck, Bears. I'm taking the Saints in this one easily. Tennessee Titans. Yes, if one defense can stop it, I would say it's the Bears. But I don't think it is. Ryan Tannehill, people are saying he can't throw the ball. You guys saw what he did last year. He came into his own and made it to the playoffs. They can't run to the playoffs. I'm sorry, Lamar Jackson, but you can't run to the playoffs. They went to the AFC Championship. And no, yes, Derrick Henry had great stuff, but Ryan Tannehill can throw. And with a weak secondary, the pass rush is going to have to come in, and Mitch Trubisky is going to have to be balling this season. And I just don't see it happening. Vikings. It is at Chicago. So I think this is actually going to be a dub for the Bears. What happens is normally these two teams do split games. I think the Vikings struggle with a very good defense, especially since it looks like it's a pretty run-center team, which is really the strong suit for the Bears. They can lock up the run, and if they can lock up one guy and one guy only, Adam Thielen, even though Justin Jefferson is a threat, they got a good enough corner to stop that, and Eddie Jackson in the secondary does help them a lot. I think I'm going to take the Chicago Bears in this one. Bye week 11. Now you go against Green Bay, Detroit, then the Texans. These are also tough games. Green Bay is going to take them down no matter what. Green Bay's not going to have the bestest of season, but they're easily going to make that playoff spot, in my opinion, because it's Aaron Rodgers. You can't doubt Aaron Rodgers, and Davante Adams is just getting better here. And Detroit Lions. I think the Lions are going to take this one. It is in Chicago, and Matt Stafford is somebody that is so underrated. This is the most underrated team by far. I think last year they had a lot of losses off of close games. They were almost the first team to beat the Chiefs, frankly enough, but Mahomes' magic is something else. You can't be underrating this team. This team only can move up. Marvin Jones and Kenny Golladay had some of the best years they've had in their career easily for both of them, and Matt Stafford had injuries, and they still won with dudes like Jeff, I can't even name them because they're so nameless, dude. You can't do it. But Texans here. You guys are saying Texans aren't going to have a good season. You can't be saying that if you got Deshaun Watson leading the charge still with Will Fuller. It's going to be tough to stop a team with Deshaun Watson no matter what. And yes, it is not a great defense with J.J. Watt really doing everything. Justin Reed's not bad. You have to remember there are some definitely good players on this roster that you definitely have to worry about. So I don't know what you want to do, but I think this Texans team is actually going to beat the Bears in this one. Vikings. Again, Vikings are going to take this one. It is in Minnesota, and it's going to be tough. I think the Vikings are actually going to win the division. They've added a lot of talent to that team, and this is easily one of the top teams in the NFC. Hopefully they can convert on it, for sure. But Jacksonville Jaguars. this is always this is gonna be a horrible team. This is gonna be the worst team in the league. If we can skip this one easily, they're tanking. They traded Yannick Ngakoue and they also released Leonard Fournette. They got a lot of picks back for Yannick. I'm surprised they didn't try to trade Leonard Fournette, but I guess that's what they have to do. Packers, week 17. I'm assuming they're going to be fighting for a wild card spot with the Packers. Obviously, I haven't been keeping track of the record while I'm doing this, and I do it afterwards. But I don't think the Packers can. I think the Packers can easily win this one and seal up that wild card spot. I'm assuming that's what's going to be happening. Aaron Jones and Aaron Rodgers and Jamal Adams. I said Jamal Adams and Davante Adams are too good of a trio. You can't stop it, and you still got a defense with Jaire Alexander, Blake Martinez, and Zaire Smith. Too good. But yeah, let's check out the record, and then I'll be back in a second. After calculating the schedule, the Bears are going to go 6-10 in my books. It isn't a bad record. I do think this team needs some building, and if we see Mitchell Trubisky go off, I think it could definitely change. I think there is hope for Bears, and obviously this is my opinion. And looking forward on the season, we have no clue what these guys are going to do, but definitely could see these teams. Bears being a wild card contender. So, anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on those bells so you don't miss any of my uploads. But anyway, guys, peace.